everybody, welcome to the Demonetized podcast, episode 22.
Woo!
My god. I'm a dude talking to you on the camera. My name is Indigo, and I'm also joined to my right by the, as always, illustrious Maya Fennick.
Hey,
Maya.
how's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Woo! And of course, from the eastern shores of Germany, the creative genius, day by day.
Is it just going to be a new place every week? Hey everybody, how's it going? So I was thinking, you guys probably all look incredible, because you always do, and I look like a dying goblin, but that doesn't matter anyway, because we've got another guest today. We've got the wonderful Cathy Cat. How's it going?
Hey guys!
Hey Cathy! Woo!
Coming at
Live
you
from Tokyo, Japan!
Tokyo! Yes, I live here in Tokyo. I put on my cat headphones so I can hear you guys properly, and I'm excited.
Nice.
Excited to
That's
spend this time with you guys.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming on.
What time is it where you are now?
It is 9 p.m. here in Japan.
Oh,
What's
wow.
the time difference to you guys?
Damn.
So here in Sweden, it's 1 p.m. right now, so we're 8 hours behind you.
8
Yeah,
hours.
And
You're
I guess
in the
Dave's
past.
another
I'm in the
hour behind us.
future.
Yeah.
yeah, you're from the future.
Could you give us some spoilers for what's to come later today?
We had a really weird heat wave in Tokyo today. It was really cold, and
Really?
then there was like whoosh, a floosh of warm air, and now it's gone
Wow.
again. I wish it had stayed around a little bit longer, but the weather has been very, very random in Tokyo these days. Not like any normal February. This time last year was freezing, and now it feels like spring already this year.
Really?
That's crazy.
Could you go without a jacket outdoors already?
Like a light jacket, I think. Oh no, you're Swedish. You'll be fine. No jacket. Come in and teach you.
I mean, we go without jackets already over here, you know.
Yeah, if you're from Sweden or from Wales, you're fine. This is a summer day.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Fair enough.
It's
Oh
like
my
8,
God.
9 degrees up to 10.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh,
Really?
I
God.
know,
Below
right?
zero.
Get on the
Yes,
It's
beach,
been below
yeah.
zero here for like a month.
Yeah,
So-
it was like minus 16 yesterday or something, so it was pretty cold. Yeah.
Crazy.
Minus
Oh, no,
9
thank
all
you.
day.
That's
Oh my
insane.
god. We were there in January last year, and some of those days were like those crazy days where Tokyo had this massive amount of snow out of nowhere.
Yes, the
That was
Snowkyo.
pretty crazy. Has it been like that this year too? Snowkyo!
There hasn't been a Snowkyo this year yet. We've been waiting for it. So the temperatures are going up and down. So maybe in February there might still be a weekend when we get a lot of snow. But so far there hasn't been any Snowkyo. But yes, you mentioned January. Hey, this time last year we were on Japanese TV, Indigo.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna,
true,
I was
that's
gonna bring
true.
that
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I just
That was
rewatched that
crazy.
video. That's crazy. How did that even happen?
I think we'll get into that. Before anything,
Good point.
I think we should just introduce Cathy Cat. There's probably a lot of people
Yeah.
watching, listening, who have no idea who you are, because we don't really share
All
that
right,
much
all
audience on this podcast. So, who are you? How did you get on the show? Give us a brief rundown, I guess.
Well, my name is Cathy Cat. I'm a YouTuber here in Japan. I have my own channel, which is just Cathy Cat, where I do like vlog about my life in Japan. And mostly I buy things like cute dresses and cute items, and I do stuff like that. But
Lucky
also
bags.
lucky bags. I love lucky bags, and I love like gifts and stuff. But on the other
What's a
channel,
lucky
which is-
bag?
Lucky bag is a Japanese thing in January, for especially all during the year. They're like mystery bags. It's like in German we call it Wundertüte, which pretty much
Whoa,
means
sorry.
surprise bag. So you don't know what's inside. And Japan is
Okay.
really good at
It's
making
like a loot
value
box.
bags. Yeah, it's like a mystery bag. It's like you don't know what's
mystery
inside,
box.
and it's quite exciting.
Hmm.
I like
cool.
cute stuff, and I'm also into Lolita fashion. If you see this, I'm wearing Lolita fashion right now in a slightly different style actually. So it's a Japanese fashion type. So I
Can't
like
see
the
you, but I bet you're
funky
very
hair
cute.
girl styles. Yes, like the stuff that people know from you guys wearing as well. Lolita fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am also on a different channel which is called Ask Japanese. So we head out on the streets of Tokyo. We interview people. I'm also on Japanese TV from time to time. So that's how I could link up and bring Indigo to Japanese TV. And I also have been on the Discovery Channel last year for brief moments and other things. So yeah, I'm doing all kinds of things
cool.
here really.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And we have both been on the Ask Japanese challenge.
Yes, you
channel, doing different
Yeah.
takoyaki challenges and stuff when we were in Tokyo last time. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we had tasty takoyaki together.
Yeah, we did.
That
And
was
you,
so good.
You dragged us to an ear cleaning salon.
Oh, that too. The Japanese
That
ear
was probably the
cleaning.
worst thing
That
ever.
was
You say
probably one
ear
of the
cleaning?
weirdest
It felt
experiences.
so good though.
The Japanese
Yeah.
ear cleaning.
Whoa.
That's like a once in a lifetime thing, you know.
How does it work?
That was like
Never forget.
Well, what's different with the Japanese ear cleaning salon, like she cleans your ear, she massages it, and then she cuts your ear hair, and then she gets in deeper and takes everything out.
But the big thing is she also has this little like tiny tube that she inserts into your ear, and that tube is rigged with a camera that live streams your ears inside to a display in front of your face.
That's great.
So you get to see everything real time. I don't know why they do that, like for shits and giggles, but like
that's amazing.
that was horrifying.
It's her specialty, but we saw some things in Indigo's ear that we will never forget. Same for Maya. We will never forget the horror. Five Nights at Freddy's is nothing compared to that.
No.
Oh god. But I got slightly more horrified by some of the facts we learned about Indigo. How you never, ever clean your ear.
Yes!
Do I have to talk about this?
Yes, I'm not gonna let it go. I'm sorry.
I have
Indigo
cleaned my
never
ears
cleans
since,
ears.
like, once.
Like take a Q-tip and just.
Yeah,
Well,
just
so-
do the Maya, you should do the for him. Go make the
Maybe I should. I'm like force you on the floor and like.
Oh my god.
Apparently,
Clean your
in
ears.
Japan, it's
You're
a sign
dirty.
of your family and like comfortable, like being comfortable together. If a woman cleans a man's ear, or if a mother cleans her children's ear, it's
my
apparently
God.
like a thing of letting go and being relaxed. So maybe you should do it.
Okay.
Reinstall
I could
that.
see that kind of cultural tone to it.
Yep.
Oh my lord.
Jesus Christ.
That whole thing at the ear salon was like the worst. Basically,
It was so
it was
good.
so before we even
So
went back to
good.
Japan. This was in I think March of last year. We were gonna go. Me and Maya were gonna go to Japan for 2 weeks, and you and the director of Ask Japanese got in touch with us and said like, "Hey, this day in a couple of weeks, make sure you're free all day and meet us at this station in the morning."
Yeah,
and we
had no idea
we
what we
couldn't
were
know
gonna
why.
do.
We met you guys. You brought the cameras and everything. And like, hey, we're gonna take you to a surprise place and we're gonna film it all for the channel.
Yes.
And we ended up at the ear salon and. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It
that
was a surprise.
like-
Hey, at least it wasn't boring. It could have been boring, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
I loved it.
I went back to your channel a couple days ago and I rewatched bits of my video. I couldn't watch the full thing. It was too like disgusting. But I also watched a bit of Maya's video that you did. That video is kind of blown up. It got a lot of views, that one.
Yeah, Japanese ear cleaning salon for girls always does better. Also, Maya was moaning quite a lot. Well, we gave her the ear treatment. She was like, "Oh, I'm so good." So,
It was so good though.
the thing is, when Maya was doing those sounds, like all of us in the room, we just couldn't stop laughing. We were like trying to hold back the tears. Like Indigo and I were like, under the chair. I just like managed to just about hold up the microphone of Ash Japanese because it was so funny. It was a good time. Good time.
Yeah,
now we need
director
to
was
find
trying to
something
film,
top
like,
that.
start
And I
shaking
don't
the camera.
think like I even realized that I was slightly moaning.
Oh, but
like,
you were.
so good.
You were like,
Just like massaging like
Yeah.
deep in the ears, and it felt so good.
Yeah,
I just
like-
felt so
Oh
relaxed.
god,
and, like,
yeah.
That's hilarious.
But,
But
we got
apparently you're not
straight
supposed to
on
clean your ears.
demonetized.
Yeah.
So yeah, Maya, you got us demonetized.
Yeah.
was
And
You're
now,
welcome.
now we're repaying the favor by bringing you to the Demonetized podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, life has finally come full circle. So tell us a little bit. You live in Japan, but you're not Japanese.
No,
Right.
I live
How
here
does that
in
work?
Tokyo, and
Please
I'm
tell us.
German.
We're
The
trying to
secret.
figure it
The
out for ourselves.
secret.
Yeah.
The
How did you
general
get there?
secret, I think it depends on, like, I know quite a lot of people ask me this, like, how come you live in Japan and stuff. Generally, I advise every month before they come to Japan to first actually visit Japan. Many people have never been here and want to live here. But like, every country, give them a chance first, visit it, see if it's something for you, and then come back. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
So I've been here for school exchange. I've been here on many, many holidays. And in the end, I decided, okay, this is a country where I'd like to stay a little bit longer. So after university, after I graduated, I came straight here and have been living here ever since. As if you are not a native English speaker, so for example, Swedish, no matter how good your English is, you have to prove though that your English is to a very good standard. So generally, if you're not a native English speaker, I can highly advise you to get a university degree of some sort or kind if you want to work in Japan, because many, many, many people would like to come here, but the average Japanese person always has a university degree. If you don't have one, you're kind of behind. And why should you get a job
it's like-
that a Japanese person could do? That's generally
Yeah,
arguments.
especially if you don't speak Japanese fluently, like you have probably no reason to get hired, which is kind of what we've been experiencing right now. Neither me or Maya have a university degree right now,
It's
which is
harder.
like, Yeah. So we're trying to work that out. Yeah.
That's the thing, it's generally super hard to get here without a degree just because the average Japanese person has one, and you always need to give the country a reason why hire a foreigner over a Japanese person. So if you, for example, have something where your specific skills are needed, that's fine. So you might be able to go through like entertainment things and similar like that. But if it's, for example, on more a working level in an office or something, generally need to bring some certain qualifications to the table.
Oh, that's crazy. So what was your like big qualification that got you through the door? Because even with the degree, I imagine you still need to find a specific position in Japan to do something.
Well,
you can't just fly over there and like hope for the best, or can you?
Yeah, no. What I definitely did, like I came here first, and since I came here first a couple of times, I listened around and I said, hey, can I come here and stay here, you know, without a degree? And I had Japanese people tell me, girl, for your whole future, it will be a lot better if you get a degree. You know, the chance of you getting exploited by companies is a lot lower. You get more respected, and you just, you know, the whole life will just be a lot easier if you're not an English native speaker, especially. So that's actually the reason why I went back to university to study. Kind of the reason for me to go to university was actually to eventually come back to Japan. So I had to go the long way round, but I don't regret it at this point in time. And also, instead of just going to a German university, I thought, okay, what makes me even more employable in the eyes of Japanese, of Japan? And I thought, well, in that case, how about I study in the UK? So I studied in the UK first. And then
so that's how you ended up in England before you went over to Japan?
Yes, like took every chance that made me more employable. Really.
That's awesome. What made you fall in love with Japan in the first place? Like, what made you want to realize like that you want to come back there?
Good question. Generally, what I'd say is obviously I love the whole pop culture. You know, Japanese music, Japanese anime, all these things. You can see that by the way I like style myself. But actually, what made me want to come and stay, because you can enjoy Japanese pop culture, but that's completely different from living in Japan. You're not gonna live an anime life when you come here. Many people seem to expect that, but it's not here. It's in the stories. So the thing that really made me want to stay here were really the people. We in Western societies tend to have a very much a society where, you know, survival of the strongest, the one who screams the loudest gets what he or she wants kind of thing. Well, in Japanese culture, it's more of a circle. So saying it, for example, five people in Sweden want to go somewhere. I'm not sure if it's the same in Sweden, but in Germany it would be like that. 5 people in Germany want to go somewhere, and the one who shouts the loudest, I want to go to the cinema, I want to go to the cinema. If I'm not going to go to the cinema, you can go somewhere, but I'm going to go to the cinema. Everyone goes to the cinema.
Yeah, that's very like European in general.
It's the same
I
think.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very annoying.
Exactly, right? You get what I mean. While in Japan, it's generally like, okay, guys, what do we do? And then people do talk. Like one person says, I want to go to the cinema. One person says, I want to go to a cafe. And one says, I want to go shopping. The other two says, I don't care. Like, I just want to hang out with you guys. And then people find a solution for everyone. They say, okay, you know, the next show actually starts at 5. So how about we get the shopping done beforehand? And next time we guys meet up, go to the cafe. You know, it's much more rounded in a way.
Yeah, there's more like respect in there.
Yeah.
And it's much more of a group culture. Like you put the group in front of the individual.
It's not not as selfish.
It's the opposite
like
way around.
Self-centered kind of thing. Because UK,
on the good side,
it is in the UK.
Yes, like you said, on the good side, no one gets left behind. It's a group culture. On the bad side, I've seen sometimes that people then put their needs so much behind that no one finds a place to, like, anything to do. So I had a group of exchange students. They came to the UK, and I was okay, guys, what do you want to do? And no one wanted to put their thoughts first. So everyone just stood around, like, awkwardly for 10 minutes. And then you go like, okay, how about we just go over here? Because I think that is something that will probably interest most of you. So I wouldn't go, this is something I want to do. I have to think of the group and think, they're new here, they haven't seen certain things. What will they enjoy the most? And then I'll take them there.
Oh, cool.
Stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, that was probably the biggest thing first time I came to Japan, was like the entire way, like everything in society is really shaped in a way around like not, I guess, disturbing the group dynamic, whether it be riding on the train or going into a restaurant or whatever it may be. Like the well-being of the group always goes ahead of the individual, and you see that kind of a lot in the like work culture, like in Japan. with how people like stay like overtime so many hours every single day, take no vacations, even if they don't necessarily do any work, like as long as they are there to make all the colleagues feel like we're all in this together. Like, I don't have any more work to do today, but I'm still gonna stay here for another 6 hours and get home by midnight, just to make the company feel like we're a company, you know? Like,
I'm not quite sure if it's always
don't
like
think so.
that.
I mean, not always.
Yeah.
Not always, of course.
Like,
but
I've worked at a Japanese company in Sweden, a Kikkoman company, actually like an import-export way, and everybody work very hard, but I don't think people would stay to make others feel any certain way. I think you stay because it's always good. You're supposed to stay longer than your boss often.
There's certain rules. There are quite a lot of rules with working.
Yeah.
Like, if we started about that, we'd probably never finish. But
Yeah.
I think the good advantage is that there's a big group community and harmony. The bad side is that sometimes for the sake of the group, you'll put yourself so behind that you can't really express certain things. Or what also is a bad thing that we found out during some interviews with Japanese people is sometimes people will just do a thing because everyone else is doing it. Like, there's some people who stand in line for something and just because everyone else was standing in line. Or there's some people who buy themselves the iPhone just because everyone else has the iPhone.
Yeah.
So it's a little
That's
bit of a
crazy.
bandwagon culture as well sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, often when we walk in the subway in like random stations around Tokyo, you see lines of people in the middle of like, they have these kind of metropolitan kind of plazas with restaurants and stuff, like food courts almost in the subway stations. Sometimes you just see a line that goes forever in front of one of these. And, I ask my friends who are Japanese, like, what are they in line for? And they're like, oh, well, it's a cheese place over there that like 50 people are in line for. I'm like, okay, is there anything special happening? They're like, no, not really. They just all seem to want cheese for some reason. And like, yeah, it's weird. But like,
There's
I think
the
maybe
idea that if everyone stands in line for it, it must be good.
it's gotta be worth it, right? Yeah.
It must be good.
It's really
Right now
weird.
there's a big Korean boom for like a fried hot dog. So it's like a hot dog.
What?
But then it has like some of like, it looks like it's cheese and fries around the hot dog. It is a real weird combination. That's a
God.
real big thing right now. And people will
Really?
stand in
Is it
line for that
good?
like crazy. I haven't tried it yet because it looks just so fatty.
Sounds good
But
to me.
it's apparently a boom that came over from
Yeah.
Korea right now. Another thing right now people will be crazy for right now, and that boom is over in the UK and it's totally dead in Germany, but it's really big in Japan right now, is
so
bubble
weird.
tea.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's loads
Bubble
of
tea.
there's loads of random like bubble tea little stores that are kind of no one goes to anymore. They had like a phase and they kind of died.
The phase
Yeah.
died in Japan. It's really up and coming right now, and especially it's like bubble tea from Taiwan and from certain
Yeah,
like
really?
brands of bubble tea. They're really big right now. It's literally in Harajuku. At least 5 new bubble tea stores have opened.
Oh my god.
And
Really?
the queues are so long that you can't stand in front of that store anymore because everyone is standing in line for bubble tea right now, which really surprised me because it's kind of like they made an announcement in Europe, I think, recently that actually the bubbles in bubble tea are very unhealthy and some of them are even cancerous. So all
What?
the bubble tea
Yeah, I
stores
heard
in
that.
Germany
I heard
have
that.
closed. While in Japan it's like the hype right now. I'm like, wow. that's
They're like, oh, this sounds good. We can handle it. Don't worry. I remember the first time I ever went to London, which was in the summer of 2013, and I had bubble tea in Sweden, maybe like once or twice at like anime conventions, something like that. And during this 1 week I'm in England, walking around London, I must have had bubble tea like at least 4 or 5 times at different places, and they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And then last time we were there, a couple months ago, I didn't see a single one. We went on roughly the same streets.
Yeah.
And I've started to see a couple of bubble tea places here in Stockholm, but like, yeah, as you say, they seem to be gone in London. I don't think I've ever seen a place like that in Tokyo before now, though.
No.
Yeah, it's now really
But-
big. Really, really big.
Huh.
Like, unbelievably so.
Damn.
They come up with, like, really crazy recipes as well, and special milk foam on top, and,
Oh, of course.
and like,
Oh, wow.
jelly instead of bubbles, or double bubbles, or this is from Thailand,
double
and this is from
bubbles.
Taiwan. Like, all kinds of different types of teas are, like, really the craze right now, so... And people will stand in line for it so much. Like, I'm not getting bubble tea in Harajuku right now because I don't have the time to stand in line for an hour.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Wow, is this that bad? Would you say bubble tea is bigger right now in Harajuku than
crepes?
crepes are?
Yeah, standing in line-wise, yes.
Holy
Wow.
smokes.
Yeah, it's surprising. Like, people,
Maya,
for
they want
crepes,
bubble
there's
tea
only
next time we're
5
in
people
Harajuku.
standing in line. For bubble
Okay.
tea, it's like up to 25, 30 people sometimes.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
But that's this
Yeah.
year.
Oh, wow.
It literally just started this year being this big. I think once it gets to summer, maybe it dies down a little bit by that point.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I've
Kind of
never
feels like
actually
something
tried
that
it.
would be popular in the summer.
What's the weirdest?
Oh, you haven't tried it?
No, I've it was like a really short phase in in Wales, and all these tiny kind of stores set up. Actually, most of them now have turned into pretzel like bars. But
Oh, all right.
but yeah, I never
Pretzels.
tried
You got
it.
me at pretzel.
German girls like, huh?
I'm German. I love pretzels so much. You got me at pretzel.
Yeah, they are
I
good.
need to come to Wales.
It's raining.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I never tried one. But I am curious. I do want to.
It is really good. Like there are typically 2 types of bubbles, at least in Stockholm. Like either basically pieces of jelly that you kind of suck them up and then you kind of have to chew them, kind of like jelly candy.
Tapioca.
Tapioca might be the name of
Yes,
it. Or they're kind of like explosive, kind of like a weird grape.
What?
Like you bite them and they're just filled with juice. Like
Explosive. You just
Yeah.
eat it and your mouth is going.
They
It's
explode.
like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
yeah, totally. Like a pimple that you bite, basically.
Like
but
a
it's
pimple,
filled
you're not
with
selling it to
goodness
me.
instead.
Oh, that's disgusting.
No, it's not. It's actually tasty. You should try it. Not
But
pimples,
when you
but
describe it,
Yeah,
like
that's probably
biting
not
a
the best
yeah,
pimple.
but
marketing
it's
way.
kind of.
How do you
But
think
it's
they're
kind of
gonna want
like
to
that
eat it?
though. Like you get what I mean.
I don't think they're going to hire you to
No,
make their
I
ad
have
film.
never bitten a pimple. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, dude.
Well, yes, you have. I know you have.
Okay.
Excuse you? No,
Let's
thank
change
you.
the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Cathy, what has been the weirdest trend, like except bubble tea, during your time in Japan?
Yeah, that's really made you go like, oh, Japan, you know.
That everybody was like hyping super badly.
There's so many trends and they change like so often. So sometimes I'm just like, Right now, what we have is little hats. How do you explain this? They're hats and they have a face on. And then they have like a long arms that come to the side of your face. It looks like you have like, you know the squids
Wait,
from
what?
Splatoon?
Yeah.
As if you were wearing like one of those squids as a hat. So left and
Yeah, they're
right,
like holding
there's like a long
holding your head
part.
kind of thing. Yeah.
And there's
Oh,
a
they're
hat
holding-
part. And
Okay.
when you squeeze one of the handles left or right, then the according ear left or right flips up.
Ah.
That's a real big
Okay.
thing right now. Apparently, it started again as a Korean trend from some kind of idol group, and right now in Harajuku, so many people have those hats, and they walk up the streets and push the little thing so the ears flip up and down. And first I thought it was cute, and now I'm just like, everyone is wearing them. Everyone and their
my God.
mamas, literally everyone and their mamas is wearing it at this point. So it's like, it kind of is already, I hope this, that's one of the trends I don't quite follow at this
Oh my
point.
God.
Is I appreciate the craziness because a little bit of color, splash of color everywhere is great. But once everyone does it, I'm a bit like, now can you come up with something new? Like at least make
I
the
kinda want
faces a
one of
little
those,
bit
though.
cuter. Like the faces, if they were a little bit cuter, I'd totally buy myself one. But it looks like really they didn't really bother making it look cute.
Okay. I thought they'd be cute.
Do you think they'll still be around if we go there this summer? Do you think we'll still be able to find them?
Oh, I'm sure that it will be still in some of the stands. Like, some of the Harajuku stands sell, like, stuff, even though it's, like, from last year. So some things might still be... I think they might still have a couple of those hats, yeah.
All right,
ACD
nice.
Reg, I think, is selling them right now. Pretty much every second or
Oh,
third
okay.
store has them at this point in time. So there'll probably still be some
fair
left
enough.
for you when you come later.
Nice.
To grab the leftovers.
I'll make sure to pick one up for the next music video we shoot at YouTube Space.
Yeah,
Flop, flop,
we should actually.
Yeah. So, like, one thing, like, we've known each other for a couple of years now.
Yes.
Yeah, how
I
did
think
you
we're
meet?
going on 3 years almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, how did we meet?
It's our
Um,
friend-iversary soon. It's in summer.
yeah,
Our friend
so-
anniversary is in summer.
Yeah, in August, I think, late
Yeah.
August.
Yes.
So I found out about you, Cathy, through YouTube, as we all usually do. Many years ago, I found one of your very old videos from like 2012 or I don't know, many
what?
years ago, called "Boy to Brolita Transformation." A friend
no
of mine
way!
linked that one to me,
I didn't
which
know
was like
that.
your oldest video. So I found the video back then when it had like 300k views. It must have way more now, I think.
It's, yeah, it's one of my bigger videos.
Because that video, you made that one, and it went viral like before videos went viral, pretty much. Especially in the like Japanese fashion community. And I found that one, and I was like, all right, I watched it, and then years went by, and then I started watching Ask Japanese, where you were hosting, right before I went to Japan the first time, which was in July of 2016. Like around a couple of months earlier, I started watching a lot of channels based in Japan I wanted to get a feel for the country before going there. And
you were reaching out to all these. I remember this. You were reaching out to you wrote to so many different YouTubers, and I think
I wrote to like 3 channels. I wrote
the only ones.
I was like, what? You messaged other people too?
No, that's not. Well, it is true. I did mention. So I watched a lot of channels, and I reached out to you guys, and I reached out to the Japanese man Yuta, who also is an interview kind of dude. And you guys replied, and I was like, hey, I like your stuff. You wanna, I don't know, meet up and like say hi? I don't know any Japanese YouTubers, and you were like, yeah, sure, yeah. I'm like, whoa, okay, nice. So we met up randomly. I said like, yeah, I'm in a band. We did music for Tekken. I don't know if you would have replied if I didn't mention that. Would you?
I think you wrote at the time. You wrote to the director of Ask Japanese. He was the one who actually messaged me saying that you messaged us through Ask Japanese. So what you just told me that you actually watched my boy to Berlina before you watched Ask Japanese. I didn't know that. I feel really happy.
I think I mentioned that to you sometime when we've been out drinking.
Yeah,
and you were
but
like,
I think you still watched Ask Japanese first and then watched the Boy to Berlina video.
No. I found out about that video like long ago. And then I also remember some other video that I watched on your channel back then, and you had Paper Mario soundtrack as the background music for one of your videos. And I was like, I don't know who this person is, but she makes like Lolita videos and she uses Paper Mario soundtrack. That's pretty cool. And then I didn't watch anything more for a while. And didn't you also make a video like how to make your own background music? Or am I mixing that up with somebody else?
My gosh, yeah, I was so old. I'm cringing. I was so old by now. Because literally I got like myself a little keyboard and I mashed a little bit of buttons and made my own BGM for it. I think it's not on the level of a musician like you guys.
But I remember watching that too, and I was like, huh, all right, that's cool, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, and then I met up with you guys. We met up in August in Harajuku, and we did the lunch challenge, which is still on the channel, I think.
Yeah, it's still, of course
we didn't
it's still
know
on
you.
the channel.
And I just said goodbye to Indigo like the minute before you two met up, and I was like, oh, should I go say hello? And then Indigo was so nervous. So I was like, okay,
why are you painting me as this kind of like?
You told me to like. You probably shouldn't say hello. It's gonna be awkward.
No, that's not what happened. You were gonna meet up with our friends in Shibuya, and you went there ahead of me, and you didn't have a phone, so I couldn't get in touch with you or anything.
Yeah, I didn't have Wi-Fi, so.
Anyway, we met up. We did the video. It was fun. We ate
the
lunch.
Version that I liked the most for myself.
Yeah, do it.
See, this is why I can't do anything with Maya. She always paints me as this kind of.
I'm telling them the truth.
I'm just going to cut out all of the bits of Indigo justifying it.
Like
Please
edit
do.
in my face, like, that's true. But one thing I never really got is how did you get in touch with like Ask Japanese and the director in the very first place?
Yeah,
that's a longer story because at first I worked for Kawaii Patine, which is a makeup channel.
Okay.
And
so how did you get in touch with them at first? Like, because your channel wasn't too big when you got to Japan.
Can we not do that on the stream?
Oh, okay.
Go on.
All right.
It's good.
No worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ask Japanese, they needed a announcer at the time because what they did, what many YouTube channel, what you should do if you're planning to have your own YouTube channel is maybe try a certain things and see if they work. And that's how Ask Japanese actually started. In the start, it was just they tried several things. There actually, if you go back in time, there's some really like videos of like just driving through Tokyo and stuff. And interviews was this thing that worked. So they said, okay, if interviews work well, let's make more of that. So the idea was making more of that. And at that point, they needed someone who was fluent in Japanese, but also fluent in English, or ideally maybe another language. And someone who also will draw the attention of viewers, but also of Japanese people on the streets. And so the director of Ask Japanese was like, would you like to report for us? And I was like, yeah, let's give this a go. And there we go. And it worked really well. So it's just a team of two of us, the director of Ask Japanese and I. So We have been going now for, I think, 3 years almost. It's crazy to think about
How many
that.
videos have you made in those? Like 1,000 maybe?
Oh, it's not 1,000 yet. I actually saw it today. We're, I think, at 830 something at this point.
Wow.
It's a lot of
Holy
videos.
crap.
A lot of people met, a lot of videos taken. Also, we're trying to have quite a lot of videos out stock-wise. So, but we don't only do interviews at this point in time. We also do travel and events and stuff like that. So it's a good mix. We were actually invited to Japan Expo Thailand just
Yeah,
in
right. You were just in
January.
Thailand.
Yes, I just back from
Right.
Thailand actually.
How was that?
That was really good. Completely new experience. Very, very different way of enjoying Japanese culture. I learned a lot. And I had some great tasty food there too. And it was in a fashion show.
Yeah.
And
Was it spicy?
spicy, yes, spicy foods. But also what I find very interesting, Japanese culture is very, very much on the streets in Thailand and Bangkok. So
Oh, really?
Yes.
when you go, there were so many Japanese izakaya, like bars. They even had like
Oh.
restaurants that had complete Japanese names. There wasn't even any, any other
Oh.
languages with it. There were so many sushi bars, so many snack bars, everything. So Japanese culture was very much dominant in Bangkok when I went there. Many, many stores. They even had like Muji, which is like a fashion store, lots of fashion stationery stores. Loft was there. It was like,
Oh, really?
it was really interesting how many Japanese companies actually have stores in Bangkok. So I think that way, and on the
cool.
event itself, people are already very, very used to Japanese culture.
Yeah, I know that there are some of the big like Japanese companies do have a footing. I think Saiseria, which is a Italian-style restaurant in Japan that's not very good in my opinion, but Maya likes it.
Well, it's a cheap family
alright.
restaurant, really. It's if you don't have much money.
Cheap family
Yeah,
restaurant.
I think they're available in Thailand, and I also think Don Quixote
are?
is available over there. Like
think
they
I've
have
seen
one
that.
in Thailand. Yeah,
Muji, everything.
that's crazy.
Very, very interesting.
Oh wow, I wish we had that in Sweden. Like we have.
we have Muji in Sweden.
Yeah, but we don't have Don Quixote,
No, then
and we don't have
You
Saiseria.
love Don Quixote.
I love Don
You
Quixote.
got
Don
your
Quixote is like
takoyaki hat
Walmart
that
in
you wore.
Japan, but like
Yeah,
weirder.
you're a Don Quixote sucker.
I love Don Quixote. Like I bought so much stuff at Don Quixote for all our music videos.
Yeah, we always shop
Like
so
all our
much
crazy hats
shit
are
over
from there. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's nice. I love it.
it's great. So what do you watch on YouTube these days?
Well, I just watched
Like, what
this.
YouTubers
I
and
just
stuff?
watched this 2018 recap by this cool guy from Sweden.
Oh,
That was a cool
was it a
rap.
rap song?
Yeah, it was a rap song,
a
like
fast
a fast
rap,
rap.
maybe?
Oh, crazy! I think you have a cameo in that one, kind of.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm dropping this right now.
Cool. I think all of you have cameos. To be fair, even this podcast.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
so.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Very very meta. All of a sudden.
And actually, what I really, really like, I'm dropping this in now. Burn Together. I really enjoyed Burn Together.
Since
you're
okay.
both
Thanks so
singing
much.
Maya's voice in there, very Harlequin. I like it.
Thank you. It's very different from anything I've ever done before. Singing wise, I have a quite of a like dark. I have a deep voice when I'm singing. It's often very like la la la. Okay, maybe not like that, but
I know what you mean. Yeah, I didn't.
but in that whole
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that whole no.
Beautiful.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Session
But
artist.
so in Birth Together, for those of you who haven't heard it, I'm doing this like baby metal karate voice.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it.
It has a bit
Yeah.
of a like
Different,
creepy
but it was
Harlequin
fun.
to it, like the kind of like
Yeah.
high pitched. At first, I was
Yeah.
like, "Is that Maya?"
Yeah, it is creepy. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I've never heard you sound like that. I knew
No.
you had something like that in you, but I've never
Yeah.
heard you like do it in a song in that way. And it
Me,
turned out
me
really
neither.
cool.
I didn't know I could do it really, but
But it sounds really
we
cool.
started experimenting, and
Your
yeah,
mom loved
turned
it.
out-
She was like, "That was so cool."
That's weird.
The whole song I found really, really good. I really enjoyed that, guys.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
apart
Thanks so
from
much.
apart from praising you for your cool videos, I've actually been watching something very different. Maybe it's just a boom
Okay.
that's happening with me right now. I'm just trying to find a good page, but I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Everyone might see that briefly. I'm not sure if I can show this briefly on screen. Slip, 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 and it's gone. So, including what you guys have seen.
What?
I am into kawaii journaling and scrapbooking recently a little bit.
Oh.
So I started doing
Cool.
that this year.
Oh.
So
Silence.
it's pretty much like keeping
Tell
a
me
record
more.
of what you've been doing in a way. So you keep a record of what
Okay.
you've been doing in a kind of cute way. Because in Japan has so many cute stuff, so many cute stationaries
Yeah.
and stickers and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And since I also work with NHK and stuff, and I do quite a lot of interesting things that I forget about, so I thought, how about
That's a good
I
idea,
put them
yeah.
on pages so I actually see them and
that's
have that
nice.
in front of me. So, for example, on the first page that I did, it's like all the lucky bags that I got at the start of this year, and also
that's
me and the
nice.
director of Ash Japanese. Oh dear, I'm shamelessly showing his face here. We won a photo
Oh, no.
contest at the beginning of the year for a thing. So we actually won a really retro Polaroid camera, like a huge
Okay.
retro Polaroid camra,
Like an
and,
actual, like,
big style.
not a like throwback, like an actual retro classic.
No, not retro, but the retro design kind of thing. It's very huge.
Cool.
It's the wide
Wow.
size, not the small ones that you generally are quite popular right now. So even bigger. So, for example, that stuff like that, and I don't want to forget about that. So I started doing kawaii journaling, and I found quite a lot of people who do kawaii journaling and kawaii scrapbooking these days. So that's what I've been looking into recently.
nice.
Cool.
Something new. I always try to do something new per year because we only live once. Start new things. So that's my new thing
Yeah.
recently.
Cool.
It's nice.
I've had this idea of doing something similar, like either like running a journal or doing some kind of scrapbooking, but I just never do it. I'm way too digital in everything
But
I
you're
do.
so, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to actually get away from the digital thing. I generally always wanted to do
Yeah.
it for like the last 2 years, but I never found the time. But since I came back from Thailand, I was sick, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So hopefully I can
It's
keep
never a
it
better
up.
time.
Because I know, like, the more busier you get, it's really hard to sit down. But I use it also as a thing to wind down a little bit if I feel like I have quite a lot of things, and you can get quite stressed in Tokyo. So it helps me to wind down a lot as well. So
That's cool.
two
Yeah.
birds
That's
with stone.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
What about you, Dave? What are you doing? Have you been watching anything cool lately?
What have I been watching? Oh, I think I said it last week. I've just been watching Dungeons and Dragons campaigns on YouTube because I've kind of.
Oh shit!
yeah.
Oh.
But like they're like because a full campaign can be like over 20 hours long. You know what I mean? They're crazy
Yeah.
length. So yeah, I've just been slightly obsessed with it. But because I mentioned Brad's involved in a Twitch channel called Table Story. There's a Dungeons and Dragons Twitch channel, and
Right.
he asked me if I wanted to be like a one shot on it, so go on for like one of the mini campaigns. But I was like, I fully understand
really?
Dungeons and Dragons. Like I've got the rule book here. Hang on.
Oh, but you should. You should.
Yeah. But I just bought the
That
rule
would be
book,
so much fun.
and I'm showing
Uh-huh.
it to the camera now. It's how many pages long is it? It's 300 pages long. So
Wow.
Damn.
it's the player's
So
handbook.
maybe he can help and guide you.
Exactly.
Maybe he can
So
guide you through the
I'm just
first
kind of
time.
getting my head around because I've played it before, but it's been like a simple version, so I'm trying to learn it properly. But yeah,
But like with Dungeons and Dragons, isn't it like they change the rules every so often, and you basically need to get a whole new rulebook and like reread it,
Well-
like between like 4.0, 4.5, stuff like
is
that.
it?
well, there's different
I didn't know
editions.
that.
There's different editions, so you can play whatever edition. But basically, like as long as the dungeon master, the person in charge of the game, knows the rules, you don't really have to know everything. But if it's going to be on a stream, like being streamed to a load of people, then I want to know my
right.
stuff. So I'm trying to make sure I kind of.
Of course.
But it's like role play as well, so it'd be really interesting because you have to role play these characters,
Oh,
and it'd
wow.
be fun. But yeah, but
I would love to see one with you two.
yeah, I'm gonna like see if I can
Yeah.
get it. But I was gonna say one thing. We were talking about your ear earlier and cleaning ears.
Oh, the ears.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
remember when I woke up and my ear was bleeding and then I had to go to the doctors and everything.
Oh, right.
Oh
yeah.
dear,
Oh,
no, I
right.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So I just woke up and there was like blood pouring out of my ear. So I went to the doctors. But
pretty scary.
they told me that you're not supposed to clean your ears with like Q-tips or like you're not supposed to.
Well,
She-
well, wait.
The doctor had a
hold
massive
on,
go at me
hold
because
on.
I was like, yeah. She was like, do you clean your ears? And I was like, yeah. She was like, and then she got really funny with me. She's like, she's not supposed to do that. It just pushes it in and then it goes into your brain. So how do you clean your ear?
Oh. No.
Yeah, I know.
The way I think the lady at the store, the ear salon, explained it to us, like you don't go all the way in. You just
Okay.
have to clean like the
Yeah.
front part because generally your earwax will slowly come out. And if you like
Yeah.
wash your ears with spear, and then you just swipe the front of it, you don't go in And actually, you can tell, when you put a Q-tip too far in, there's this kind of weird feeling.
Yeah.
That's where you shouldn't go all the way there, because that's a different type of skin that's a lot more sensitive. And that type of skin, if you poke that too much, that will actually develop a callus, which it shouldn't. And once it develops a callus, you go in even further and you hurt it more. Like, some people get a satisfaction of putting it in quite there and swooshing it around. Oh god, that sounds all kind of wrong. I just realized that.
Yeah,
but
like my
you shouldn't go in that deep. Is the end of the thing.
Yeah. That's
so
why,
Dave, don't go in that deep, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I always thought. But this doctor, she was not happy with me. But I was like, what am I supposed to do? Just like have like mini earwax trees coming out of both sides of my head.
Oh yeah, or like we have seen how ears look when they have not been cleaned for a year. The earwax actually gets darker and darker, and then it turns black.
It gets black.
Yeah,
We've seen it in the ear cleaning videos. Either Endigo or Maya has ears like that, but I'm not gonna tell you who of them.
You need to watch the video.
But spoiler.
Have you seen the video of
one of them has terrible earwax.
Oh.
Have you seen the video of when they try to make a candle out of earwax? I think it's from like Mythbusters or something.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
No.
I've heard it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard
No,
of
I have not.
It was on Mythbusters. It's so gross.
Oh, God.
No, thanks.
Did it work well?
I don't think I'm not sure they could light the candle, but they made a full.
Oh, guys, you're making me all kinds of cold right now.
Yeah, so
remember, there's no central
show.
heating here. Your story of earwax made me feel really cold.
Oh, God.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's cold
Right,
as
Japan in the winter.
Yeah, there's no central heating in Tokyo generally. The only areas where you get central heating is generally up all the way in the north, Hokkaido, but in Tokyo there is no central heating at all. The only way of heating is air conditioning, and that's very expensive, so try not to put that on too much.
Yeah, cool.
If you were to run, because that's a thing we've been thinking about, like for a future where we live in Tokyo, like we won't have any heat in the winter. If you run the AC on heat mode all day for a month, how much will that add to your bill compared to if you don't?
See, the director of Ask Japanese said he tries to have the AC on all winter. That's the way apparently he does it, and it seems to warm his house. However, mine, for example, I have a high ceiling in my room, which means that somewhere upstairs at the entrance area it might be warm, but the hot air doesn't come all the way down. So I have to put the AC on very strong and high for the wind to come all the way down, and that uses the most money. My bill was very expensive. I think about 100 euros.
Oh, just for the heating?
Over 130 euros just for like electricity, and usually it's a lot less. It's doubled in winter. So I'm trying to have it off.
Just take loads of jumpers and blankets.
Central heating is amazing. When I went back to Germany, I just realized how much love central heating deserves, guys. You roll around in your
I guess we as
now.
Europeans, we really take that for granted.
But we don't get aircon, do we? Because we don't really get the extreme heat. Do you have aircon?
Yeah, that's true.
Because in UK you don't really.
Yeah. I remember watching Chris Broad of the channel Abroad in Japan, one of my favorite channels, and he described when he was in Japan the first time, when he just moved there as a foreigner, knowing basically no Japanese. He lived somewhere out in like the suburbs, in like some city. Was it Sendai? Somewhere. It wasn't Tokyo.
I think Sendai is cold.
No?
Yeah.
Sendai is colder than
And he
Tokyo.
didn't get the central heating in his apartment, and he was shocked with how cold it got. So the way he got around it was he just spent most of his days when he wasn't working. He just spent his days in his bathtub in the hot water just to stay warm, like hours a day. Because it was the only way to stay warm without like spending money on the electricity.
Is that one of those bathtubs that keeps reheating itself? Because Japanese bathtubs keep reheating themselves. Because otherwise he'd get cold really quickly, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
A bathtub that
Yeah, it's one of the really cool ideas. They did two things that I think.
Yeah.
Why do we don't have that in Europe? And one of them is the reheating bathtub, and the other one is the heated toilet seats.
Toilets, yeah.
Yeah, that is like when we were there last winter, we had the heated toilet seats.
So nice.
Like, it sounds really weird, but it was so good. And also the place we rented had these kind of toilet seat covers that were kind of fluffy.
Yeah.
Did you take my...
That then were also heated, and it was so good.
Well, you should just take some fluffy toilet seat covers home, because then at least it won't be like I do that every time I go to Germany, because I don't want to sit down and go every time because it's so cold. Ew.
Did you take
Yeah.
a little
What? What?
pencil logger to the
What? No?
No? Okay.
Sorry, Maya lost something. Oh, this one?
Was that
Yeah.
the Swedish?
Yeah, it was.
That was Swedish, sorry. Indigo took the tip of my Apple pencil.
No, I didn't.
Indigo,
Yeah,
would you
put it
clean your
in. You
cleaning
Oh.
your ear with it, Indigo?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Enjoy
you
the
should
smell of
clean
that,
his
girl.
ears now.
Yeah, with Apple.
No,
Pencil.
please don't.
Oh,
Please
live
don't.
on video.
Come on, Maya.
God.
Get a Q-tip.
I think
Clean
the way,
his ears.
See, I think the way they can do it at the ear salon is since they use the
Indigo,
camera.
come here.
If she wasn't using the live camera, she probably stop that. She probably wouldn't have been able to run it as a business, like cleaning
I don't
people's
think she
ears
would have
insides.
been able to see us.
Cleaning
See, that's the
ears
thing.
is not a new thing. It has already been done. If you think about it, a couple of years back, when first of all maid cafes were popular, and afterwards they're starting maid massage cafes, and there were also maid ear cleaning salons. So that has been done before, but kind
there
of
were
more of
that.
a sabisu,
didn't know that.
kind of slightly, erotic undertones kind of
Okay.
places. But hers,
Lay
she's
down
done
on the
more
bed, sir, and I'm gonna clean your ear.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, he's a makura.
Oh my god.
When a guy lays his head on top of the lap of a girl, you see it a lot in
Yeah,
anime.
I guess to
He's a
rest.
makura, which
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
like the what is it? The leg pillow.
I guess.
So you get like you can rest your head sideways on the maid's lovely thighs, and then she will gently
Yeah.
clean your ears. That has been done before,
Oh
and it
my
has some
goodness.
negative undertones here in Japan. It's a bit frowned upon. But the ear
It sounds
cleaning
pretty good
salon
though.
we
Are those
went
establishments
to-
still available?
I don't know, but hey, you got your own Maya at home. Put
Yeah,
Maya
yeah.
into a maid dress and make
Yeah,
it
but
clean
she
your
doesn't have a
ears.
maid outfit.
Get yourself
Buy
one.
me one then.
Atrocious. I have like 4 actually. Maya can have one of mine.
Ooh. Oh really?
No house is complete
try
without a
them next
couple of
time.
maid outfits.
That's true.
Yeah, we
Right.
should do an episode where
That's
we all
true.
wear a maid outfit.
I'm up for
Oh
it.
please.
And all
let's do
clean
that.
our own
yeah.
ears
Yeah,
on camera at the
ASMR,
same time.
ASMR episode where we clean our ears in a maid outfit.
Cathy, make a Lolita transformation on all of us.
Yes. Doodle-doodle-doo.
That would
I
be
mean,
wonderful.
I'd love to do
Yeah.
that. You know what? I'd like get the same wig in 4 times so we really look all the same. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd
Oh,
be
that
great.
would be so
That'd be
nice.
cool.
I'm up for
Dude,
that.
we actually had Biju Mike on the podcast last week, and we talked a little bit about doing because he wants to go to Japan as well and do some kind of collabs. So we thought maybe we'll be able to do something like that if we're all in Japan at the same time.
Let's
So-
do it. I'm up for it.
If we're all there, if Dave's there too, let's do the
That would be
mega
so much fun.
collab episode podcast, whatever.
Be awesome. That'd be great.
Let's do it. I'm up for
And we
it.
can eat some burgers in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes!
So,
Freshness
yeah.
burger.
Japanese
So,
burgers.
I guess this is as good a time as any to talk about what we've all been waiting for.
Oh,
Which is,
finally.
of
I
course,
thought you'd
the
never
one.
ask.
The one, the only, the burger talk.
I thought you'd never ask.
We need a jingle for that.
Burger talk.
Burger talk.
What?
Yeah. So, Cathy,
Yes.
have you been eating any good burgers lately?
Can I tell you the story of the worst Lucky Bag ever made in Japan? It's the
Yes.
one
Does
made
it include
by
burgers?
McDonald's. Yes.
Ooh,
Oh shit!
damn.
Please go ahead.
The
Go
worst
ahead.
Lucky Bag I've ever had in my entire life over the last couple of years is from McDonald's.
All right.
Now,
Oh,
they
dear.
had these bags still in January, and I should have known by the fact that they were still there after the first week of January. And I saw them, and I was like, hey, they still have Lucky Bags. Let's go and get them. So I sit there for my stream. Not for a stream, for the video. And I sit there for that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show this to my audience, see what it is. Usually, the idea of a Lucky Bag is, because the word lucky is in there, then you should
Yeah.
kind of get more the value that you paid for it. I paid 3,000
Yeah,
yen
yeah.
for it, and I expected
Oh,
some
that's
good
kind
stuff.
That's
Oh,
like
wow.
out of it.
30 euros.
Yes,
Okay,
30
cool.
euros, that's expensive. So I thought they must put something sweet in there. What
Like
came
50
out was
cheeseburgers.
literally like, first of all, like a cheap plastic mug, which was really low quality, a trump card set, a low quality, some like a fry shaped clips, not even burgers, and then there was a voucher booklet. So I was
Oh,
like, okay,
really?
my hopes are high on the voucher booklet. Maybe there's some really good burgers in there.
Yeah.
So I opened the voucher booklet, and the first page of fries. Okay. Second page of fries. Alright. Third page of fries. I can see a pattern here. The only thing they gave you coupon-wise were fries, a little bit of
Really?
chicken, chicken nuggets, and apple pies. And not even the value worth
No
the
burgers?
I knew there'd be
No
apple pies.
burgers.
No one wants the apple pies.
Not-
They're too hot.
Not a single burger. You will see that in the video
What?
if you check that out. I'm so angry in the video because that's like, it's not even a Lucky Bag. It's not even a bad Lucky Bag. It's a total rip-off bag. Like, they made money out of a Lucky Bag, which they shouldn't
Dude, if
do.
you
It's
spend
the
that-
other way around.
If I spend that much money on a McDonald's loot box and I didn't even get a single like cheeseburger,
There's no
I'd be
burger.
fuming.
I was so disappointed. I literally is the worst
I
Lucky
can
Bag ever.
imagine.
Like, some Lucky Bags
Oh,
are just
wow.
bad because the content's the stuff that's not relevant to you, but it's still higher than the value that you paid for it. But the McDonald's Lucky Bag is lower than the value that you paid for it. Which makes this the worst
tweet them.
Lucky Bag ever. Yeah.
It
Shameless
was the
plug.
unlucky bag.
Yeah,
Unlucky
shameless
bag.
plug. Check this out on my channel. I'm so angry.
Yeah, I
Oh
will
my
watch it.
lord.
So, and McDonald's still owes me a burger. Also, the vouchers expire really quickly. So the other day, I had a bowl of like 5 packs of fries. Because I needed to eat all those vouchers.
baby.
It was just fries. It was
Fries and like a
gross.
couple of apple pies.
The apple pie
throw it all
vouchers
together.
last for longer. The
Yeah,
apple
yeah.
pie
Oh my
vouchers last
God.
for a little bit longer.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
seriously disappointing. So I think McDonald's Japan owes me a brilliant, amazing burger.
Definitely.
For
You can have their
for that.
teriyaki egg burger. That was pretty good.
I just-
What's been the one absolute best burger you've had in Japan ever, if you can remember?
Ooh, there is a place I can recommend to you guys that's in Shibuya. It's actually a independent chain, and they have the
Okay.
name of Whoopi Goldburger.
Goldburger!
No way!
Wow.
Oh shit! Are you
Yes.
serious? Sorry.
We've been talking about going there for like 3 years.
That's been before we went to Japan the first time. That was like on the bucket list of like I'm finally going to Japan. One of the 10 things I want to do is I want to eat a Whoopi Goldburger.
Yes, you need to come to Whoopi Goldburger. All the other burgers as well
Oh
are
my
like
God.
burger, like pun names. Every burger has like a pun name on a Hollywood person or a singer or stuff. Definitely need
That's
to go.
amazing.
Just
That's
for the
really
joke
cool.
of having been there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Because I found out about that place when Vice did a full documentary about Whoopi Goldburger. And they were like, yeah, this is a burger place in Shibuya. And like, oh, it's funny. It's called Whoopi Goldburger. You get it? Whoopi Goldburger. Huh? And I was like, this is so weird. I really want to go there. I never expected you to know of it, but all right. Is it good?
So is it still
Yeah.
is it still on? Because the video we found was really old.
It's
and
a
we
couple
were
years
like,
old
it's
now, yeah.
Probably like
I assume
they're out of
so. Like,
business?
I mean, I haven't been there like that recently, but we can check. We can check. If Whoopi Goldburger for whatever reason should be closed, what's the name of it? There is a chain that kind of does like Hawaiian burgers, and that chain is
Oh,
in
is-
quite a lot of around. It's Hulu.
Is that the one
is
in?
it Blue Seal? No,
Nope.
they do make ice cream.
No, that's ice cream.
That's ice cream.
Is that the one available
It's
in
next to it.
in Sunshine City when you come from the subway? To the right?
Sunshine City.
Because you first walk by.
If you go from the subway
think
in Ikebukuro all the way through Sunshine City through the basement kind of walkway, there's a burger place to the right that has a lot of pineapples. Just before you enter the mall.
Because first you pass the Blue Seal one, and then there's a Hawaiian burger. It's like a Hawaiian. theme
Yeah.
You mean
thing.
Kua Aina, I think, is the one that
Maybe.
you mean. Kua Aina.
I don't know. I've just seen the Hawaiian burgers. It looks good.
Yes, so those ones are usually quite nice. You get a good option,
All right.
couple of options. Yeah, generally, what I can just recommend people is actually don't go to so many chains that you know when you come to Japan, because there are a couple of really nice burger places if you just take your time and look around a little bit.
Yeah. I really love Moss Burger.
Yeah.
Their burgers are so good. And even the Japanese McDonald's is pretty good compared to Swedish McDonald's.
Freshness Burger is good too. Have you tried Freshness Burger?
I like freshness.
Yeah, we had
We
Freshness
had it
Burger together.
when we were super hungover.
Of course we did.
When
Best
we partied at
Freshness
your
Burger
place.
we ever had.
Yeah,
Yes, I was so hungover.
with avocado and stuff.
Oh,
It's weird
yes.
because
good
you don't
stuff.
get the fries unless you request them additionally. Like if you just ask for the burger, you get the burger. Like
It's
that's the
so
default
healthy.
menu. Yeah, I guess, but they still serve fries. So,
Yeah.
all right. Do you want to take a couple questions from the viewers before we start wrapping it up?
Sure.
We're going for almost an hour. All right. Let's see here. Woo! Bless you.
Sorry.
Woo! Get well soon.
So, all right. So, Fandemonium12 says, question for Cathy and the gang. What has been your guys' favorite collab you've done together?
Oh,
Mm.
the ear one was really.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
nice.
can
I
I
know you
say
think
the
that.
ear
We
one
got
now?
fresh ears, but also I really enjoyed the takoyaki challenge.
takoyaki
because
challenge
the
was
director,
great,
He
'cause-
made us takoyaki. Yeah, that was so
I think
good.
I'm
maybe
just
we
gonna
just
say
like the fact that,
that
he cooked
time-
for us. But I think the very
Oh,
first
yeah.
time
It
in
was-
summer as well, it will always hold a very special place in my heart. Even though
Yeah.
unfortunately Maya wasn't there at the time, but just like it was really hot,
yeah,
and we
of
were
course.
sitting somewhere in front of Yoyogi Park, and it was like
Yeah.
it was just so
bench.
spontaneous, but really fun. I think that kind of like. It's not guerrilla filming, but that kind of spontaneous. Okay, let's
Yeah,
do this
kinda.
here is always really fun. So I liked also
Yeah,
the
and I was
ones
still super culture
that.
shocked. Like, first time in Japan, everything was so cool. Yeah, that was pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna say, actually, that time we did the TV show back in April of last year. If we can count that one.
I guess we
Which,
can actually, yeah.
Yeah.
That counts. That counts.
I just realized we never told that story. I don't know. Have we been going for too long? Do they want to hear that?
How come that Indigo and Cathy Cat end up on TV?
Well, to be completely honest, I don't really know. I was in our apartment in Tokyo, and you called me one day
Yeah.
and like, "Hey, are you free next Tuesday? I'm doing TV. Do you want to join?"
Pretty much.
And I was like, "Okay."
Pretty much.
But how did you get that kind of TV deal going for that show?
Roundabout, it's a longer story because I made the connection to someone of the members beforehand for a different TV show, and then he was
Mm-hmm.
working for that show, and he said, would you like to come on to that show as well? It's a different format. It's a bit more variety. And I haven't done variety as such. I've done like more news and reports, but I haven't done variety show yet. Variety show, to explain, is it's like lots of comedians are there, and they will pretty much all talk at the same time, and you have a featured movie for that as well. So they offered me that, and they said, okay, you're gonna do this and this and this. Would you like to invite one of your friends to it, so you don't, you're not by yourself doing that? And I was like, yep, I think I have just the person who would enjoy
I know just a
going
guy.
on a high-speed boat in Japan. So I thought that was a good experience for both of us. So we actually went onto the boats that Japanese speed racers go on. It's a type of, it's not like hot racing, it's like boat racing, and
Yeah.
crazy fast, as we have both experienced.
Yeah, I
Very-
had no idea we were actually supposed to ride in the boats, so I got kind of shocked where they gave me my life vest and like, yep, you're up. I'm like, what? I'm up?
Yep.
So, oh my god. But that was so cool.
It
though.
was pretty exciting. So
Yeah, I
I'm
recommend
glad
you all
that
go
happened.
check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on YouTube, the full thing.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't you?
On your channel, on my channel, and somewhere neither.
Yeah, there's a rip on YouTube of the whole show, I think.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much 30-minute kind of thing. Like search like Indigo and Cathy Cat Japanese TV something.
Yeah, I must say that what
yeah,
you
that's cool.
missed was the moment in the studio, when everyone, all the people come together and talk. It was very crazy because everyone is really good at talking. Obviously, A, they're not Japanese
Mm-hmm.
natives, and B, their job is to be really good at talking. It was quite
Yeah.
fascinating. I tried to name drop you as much as possible, so you also got some features there. Because you couldn't be there at that
that's
point,
cool.
you were already
I
back in
appreciate it.
Sweden.
Yeah, I think they cut a lot of that out, but but I appreciate the thought anyway. A for effort.
But they liked you. They really did like you. They were like, "Whoa, Indigo, this and that," and "Oh, he does this and that." So yeah, I think they were glad that
Oh,
we.
that's good.
had you there.
I felt super awkward. Like I knew way too bad Japanese for my own good, and they all tried to talk to me and give me instructions on how to act, and like I was like, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
It will be better next time, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope. I hope. They're like, no, he'll never be. He's done in this industry now.
Still going to be more chances, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my god. Jaden asks, Cathy, what's your favorite Japanese drink? In general.
Ooh, drink or drink is the question.
I don't know.
Both.
It's
Give
your
us
answer.
both. Give us both. Yeah.
Both.
Drink or drink. Right now, actually, right next to me, as a normal one is this one here. It's a golden drink. It's the Minami Alps
Okay.
Sparkling. Minami Alps means the Southern Alps Sparkling. And it's like ginger flavored water that also has a little bit of carbohydrate water in it.
Ooh.
Usually drinks in
Nice.
Japan are not as fizzy, but this one is fizzy and it has like a hint of ginger to it. So I do like this one. Also, Utada Hikaru has done the commercial for this
Oh.
one for Suntory. So
Oh,
Nice.
really?
yes, she has a link with those.
She's like super hyped now with the Kingdom Hearts
Yes. Yes.
songs she's doing.
So that as well.
Which spoiler, I'm doing a cover of one of them right now, which is
Ooh.
going out before this episode is going out, so it's not a spoiler.
gonna be able to
Exciting!
finish it, though?
Okay.
I hope so.
I will check that out in the future. That is now the past of this
Yay.
live stream.
Yay! Cool.
Right, so that's the normal one. And I think drink wise, when we guys went drinking once, I saw it was Bailey's, but it was matcha Bailey's. Like it was green tea
right.
Bailey's.
Yeah.
And I
We
haven't.
Right.
we bought in the convenience store.
Oh yeah, it was so good. No, that was in the big supermarket. I've looked for it
Oh,
ever
yeah,
since, and I've
supermarket, yeah.
never seen it again, guys. It's the elusive
Oh,
matcha
really?
Bailey's. We need to find it again. It was so good, so creamy, so
Yeah,
matcha.
it was really good.
I don't remember if I liked it or not. It was
I
kind of
remember we bought a Kahlua one as well.
no that
One
one I
was
didn't
good
like.
and one
Right.
was bad.
because
I
that
remember
wasn't-
one was
that wasn't
terrible
very
and
good.
one was
Yeah.
amazing. I think the Bailey's one was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
really good one.
Yeah, the
Bailey's one
green
was
tea
really
Bailey's
good,
was really good.
But,
Yeah,
but
oh, it's
the one with
amazing.
Kahlua wasn't too.
It's creamy and
too good.
sweet, and the matcha fragrance to it. I really hope I can find it one day.
Yeah, it was really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Guys, this is our mission. Next time you come, we need to come and go out there and find
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
it's waiting
Hunt the
for us.
Baileys.
Yeah. We'll do a Bailey's party.
How about you guys? Favorite Japanese drinks?
Oh.
Ooh. Umeshu maybe.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for umeshu.
I really like
a good
Japanese
go-to.
unsweetened green tea.
Yeah.
It's just like not bitter, but like really not sweetened at all, because you can't find that really in Sweden. Everything's so sweet, and I don't like that too much. So I drink that a lot when I'm in Japan,
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 bottles a day.
Yeah, you do. If we're talking non-alcoholic, I really like Pocari Sweat,
Pocari
which is a
Sweat.
Pocari Sweat.
It's like a sports drink.
Yeah, it's like a Gatorade kind of thing, Powerade kind of energy sports drink.
nice.
It's really, really good. I also love Calpis, which I just realized, like, if people don't know these drinks, like, my favorite drinks are Pocari Sweat and Calpis.
Sounds great. Sweat and cow.
But like,
Sounds great.
But like Calpis, it's kind of like a sweet lemonade kind of thing, but it looks like
milky.
milk, and it contains milk, but it tastes more like a lemonade almost, vanilla lemon combo. It's really, really good, and we found it in America, like American branded, called Calpico, but it was the exact same thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they changed the
Yeah.
name because of obviously the Calpis sound of it. So Calpico is the same thing. It's changed it for different audiences.
Can I have a steak and some Calpis? Yeah,
Yum.
Sounds good.
yeah, it's really good. I wish we had Calpis in Sweden, but you can buy like the kind of concentrated ones that you mix with water at
Yeah,
home.
but you need to buy like 3 liters at least.
Which becomes
So-
30 liters when you mix it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm like, I don't need that much Calpis in my day-to-day life, but
How's that,
but
Dave?
it's
Have
really
you
good.
ever tried some Japanese drinks?
Well, I've got some Japanese whiskey, but that's it. I don't think I've tried anything else.
Ooh.
But that's good.
yeah, you had like the.
High
Did you have the
class.
Yamasaki?
Yeah, I've got it here. It's Yamazaki. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Still a little bit left.
Yamasaki is so good. It is so expensive to buy in Sweden. Like if you buy the
Yeah,
bottle.
it is. Yeah, I got it for a gift for my birthday, Christmas. Yeah, so, but yeah, I like it. But
Yeah.
I need to try some more stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. I haven't had it in more than a year, I think. But yeah.
It's
Maya, we should go
good.
get some Yamasaki today. Are you up for it?
Today?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, nice. We're
you
doing
pay-
it.
Sounds like a plan.
Maybe. If you pay for half.
Nope. If you pay for it, we'll get it.
You have to get a little bottle if you can find a little bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get the small bottles in Sweden. I think you can only get the big ones, the
Really?
12. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Too bad.
Oh well, never mind. But yeah, we've been going for over an hour. Is there anything else we need to add? What are you guys working on right now for YouTube stuff like that?
Ooh, you
general.
guys go first.
What am I doing? I'm doing a series on the second channel, like a world building series, but that's kind of a bit boring and just for fun. on the main channel. I don't think.
What a pitch.
Well,
It's a bit boring. You don't need to watch it.
It is kind of boring. It's just like me and my friend sitting there for like an hour just talking about like creating a world and like slowly building it up, which sounds fun, but then some people might not be into that.
Sounds interesting.
I mean, sure.
But I'm trying to compose like an orchestral piece, like a full orchestra.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I saw something of that.
Yeah, I saw on your on your Instagram.
So I've done it a little bit before, but it's always been for like short tracks, like for like stingers or like jingles or stuff, so it's only like a 10-20 seconds, and you can work with it quite easy. But this is for like a full track, so it's a lot more instruments to work with, but it's so much fun. So
oh wow,
yeah. What about you?
It's nice.
Cool. But is it for anything, or is it just because it's nice to do?
Not at the moment. It's not for anything. I have an idea of the kind of thing that I might start making music for some like online campaigns for some things if they need backing tracks. But so I'm just kind of playing around a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you started a new series on your channel with your openings.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I'm
Openings
just
with Dave.
Intros by Dave.
Yeah.
Intros by Dave.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about doing it for a while because I just release intros, but I normally just post a video because they do better. But instead, I'm like trying to make it a little bit of a series. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been good.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Cool. Yeah, I thought about
Exciting.
suggesting some intro, but I'm still waiting for a good idea to suggest.
Actually, from my first episode, I received a message that I think Jack is going to be using the Jacksepticeye intro for one of his videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he
dude.
He asked me if he could use it.
Congratulations if that happens.
So,
Dude, what a hustle, man.
whether he will or not
Damn.
is still like a another thing. But he has asked, so that's cool.
No.
Oh man.
cool.
Well, congrats either way.
Thanks. What about you guys?
Nice. Right.
Right now I'm just working on 2 new rock covers. One of them I just spoiled, the Kingdom Hearts one, which again I think
exciting.
it'll be out by the time this episode goes out. So check it out if you haven't seen it.
Check it out.
I haven't really started. The other one is I'm not gonna spoil. It's gonna be fun, but it's also kind of rock cover. And then I'm just planning more original songs based on video games. Trying to find out like games that are relevant, but that I still know something about, that I can make cool rock songs like based around.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I'm doing. We also announced that me and my band are playing Sweden Rock Festival this summer.
That's
which is pretty
insane.
cool.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's gonna be so crazy. So
That lineup is
if
insane.
you're down Sweden Rock,
Awesome.
yeah, dude, we're playing.
You gotta play the same day as Tenacious D.
Yeah, we're playing a few hours before Tenacious
Jablinski
D.
Games.
Jablinski Games and his band are playing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So I'm just hoping we're gonna be able to
gonna be
stick
so
around the
much fun.
festival after that to see them. I'm gonna do some kind of like, hey, Jablinski, or something like that.
We have to do some. Oh my god. Yeah.
That's a video,
I'm so
like trying to
excited
get
about that.
Jablinski's attention. That's a video in itself. So
Jesus.
yeah. What about you, Maya? I see you drawing right now.
Yeah, I'm just like doodling some from. This is an artwork I did for Endigo's last video.
Right.
Burning together. I just removed his hair and add some more. And ta-da! Here we have.
Yay!
Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa,
Jesus
whoa.
Christ!
But here's the Endigo version
iPad.
of the thing. No, it's okay. But I've been quite sick actually, and had gone to a lot of like doctor's appointment last week, and I'm currently under investigation for
Examination.
narcolepsy and hypersomnia.
Oh no! I thought they already figured out
that
what it
sucks.
was. I didn't know you're still there.
Yeah. So it's like it's a bit complicated. It's and boring.
Well, take your
But,
time. Do whatever makes you feel better. In the meantime, if it's drawing or music or
Play
just
some
like,
Mario.
the little things in life. Yes.
Drink some cow piss.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to YouTube as much as I can because I think it's so much fun, but I've just been completely drained from all these like examinations and stuff, so
Yeah.
that kind of sucked. But
Well, we're all here for you. Don't worry about it.
Yes, and you're coming to Japan
getting
soon, and
there.
everything will be fine when you come. You always feel better
everything
when
will
you
be
come to
better.
Japan.
yes,
I'm waiting.
That is true. Don't we all?
I do.
My
I'm
open
looking so
arms
much
are
forward to
waiting.
it. Yay!
Oh, you guys are adorable.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually,
So,
one
Cathy,
thing I
what's
thought
coming up? Oh, go.
Yeah,
No,
one
no,
thing
no.
I thought, because it kind of connects to everything. When I listened to Burn Together, and especially since Maya is also singing in there with you, I would just like listen to the song like several times, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. You have so talented friends." I was really happy. So yeah, sorry, I needed to
Aw.
say that. I need to drop that here.
Thank you. Right back at you.
So yeah,
We're all super
Yeah.
talented.
just needed to say that.
Wait.
Yeah.
But stuff I've been doing was the question. I still have
Yeah.
spaced out a little bit looky backs, so there are still looky backs here, so I spaced them out a little bit. There's actually one of the most massive ones that can absolutely fail coming up soon, so that's going to be exciting because it's going to contain
Ooh.
cosplay
Oh, nice.
Cool.
and
Yeah.
cosplay lucky bags. I hope I at least know all the characters that
Exciting.
will come out of it. It could be anything. And then I have
Could be
the
a Ninja
travel
Turtle.
logs. I have the travel logs from Taiwan and the travel logs from Thailand. And then, general travel logs here in Japan as well, because we are going to head off next week and the week after next week to film in different prefectures of Japan. So, exciting stuff coming
Ooh.
up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so stoked.
Looking forward to it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Cool. Anything else you guys want to add before we start wrapping up?
I think.
I have a request for Dave, actually.
Yeah. What up?
Ooh.
Since you have such a beautiful accent, could you say that the one sentence that made me always so happy and feel so comforted and welcome in the UK, and that's the, "Can I make you a cup of tea?"
Can I
Could
make
you
you a
say
cup
that
of
in your
tea?
accent? Oh, it's so good! Oh, I love it!
Oh, one more
Oh,
time.
Dave,
Can I
one
make
more
you a
time,
cup of
please.
tea? I've had like a
Yes.
million cups of tea. It's just, I
Making
didn't
all the
realise-
women swoon.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Discord.
it's just like I lived in the UK for all my university years, and
Hey.
I must
Hey,
say
sorry, I disappeared.
that
Sorry.
sentence is so great.
yeah, it is that. I didn't realize that. I thought like the whole world drank tea until like a couple of years ago. You know.
Fair enough. Oh well.
Oh,
Sorry,
thank you.
Anyway, great.
by the way, I disappeared for like a second there because my Discord crashed, so I might have missed
Oh,
something.
it's okay.
Oh,
Okay,
it's all right. It's all right.
we heard you.
Okay, cool.
We heard you.
That's good.
We heard you. The cup of tea
yeah,
sentence was there.
cool.
Everything's good.
Can I get you a cup of tea?
I'll make you all a cup of tea.
Oh, it's just the accent, the cup of tea. It just it makes me feel like so comfortable.
So,
Comfortable.
Cathy, how do you say that? How would you say that in German?
Kann ich dir eine Tasse Tee machen?
Kann ich dir
Kann ich dir
Dir
eine Tasse Tee machen?
What about
Tee
Swedish?
machen? Kan jag göra dig en kopp te?
Ska du ha lite te, gumman?
Får
Cool.
du lov att vara en kopp te?
That's cool.
Ska du ha te, annars dör du?
Why does Maya's and
Endigo's being
Endigo
really
sound so
offensive.
different? Endigo sounds
Because
sounds like
Speaking a
Endigo's
different
saying,
language.
"Hey, baby girl, you want some tea?"
Här får du te, drick, annars dör du.
It's like,
I'm
drink
not
or I'll kill you, bitch.
it sounds like you're gonna smack the
That's
jar
not
in my
very
face
nice,
if I don't
Endigo.
drink it.
Yeah.
Ursäkta, får jag lov att ha lite te?
Okay, we get
Whoa.
What?
Sorry.
Anyway, before we leave, I just want to end on the quick note that Ready Player One is now available on Netflix. We watched it this morning. I'd never seen it before. It was
Oh.
incredible. I highly recommend you
was
go
fun.
see it.
I watched it on
I'm
the
not sponsored, but it's a
board
great film.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Watched it on
Oh,
the
you
board
did?
cinema of the airplane. Is pretty good.
Nice.
So yeah, they
It's
play
good.
it
It
right now.
includes so many video games characters and anime characters,
Yes.
and you have Overwatch, and you have Gundam, and you have things I don't want to spoil. It's good.
Yeah, I'll
See
watch it.
Yep.
The last film I
Yeah,
watched was
do
Mary
it.
Poppins.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
What? Oh, already.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it.
All right. God,
think it hasn't
it's
been
still
released
in
in Japan
theaters in
yet.
Sweden, I think. We should go see it.
Yeah, maybe we should.
We should see the old one first.
Yeah, that might help. Well, you don't need to. You actually don't need to. You don't need to see the original, but you know, because
Yeah,
like,
but I think it probably helps.
Yeah, it was-
appreciation, you know.
I think a reason why they also
Cool.
did this at Disneyland Tokyo at the end of the Electric Light Parade, there generally is Mary Poppins. But if you
Yeah.
look at it, no one of the people around knows Mary Poppins. It's too old, but they still kept her in all the parades.
Oh.
So probably most of the people must
Oh.
be, who's that lady? You know,
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
she?
yeah.
Right.
So it's
Oh,
been
she's
too
the lady
old.
from that new movie.
Exactly, now
From that
it's
brand new
relevant
movie.
again. So it's a clever idea.
no, it's cool.
Oh my lord.
Interesting.
God, I can't wait to go to Disneyland and Disney Sea in Tokyo.
Yes, I plan to go sometime soon too. I can't wait for you guys to come. We should all go. We should all dress up as princesses.
Let's go
and
together.
Yeah, all as maids. And then have an
Yes.
and then have an ear massage.
Oh baby, at Disneyland.
But we'll have to pay-
no,
we'll have to
not
pay
at
double for
Disneyland. No,
entrances.
like ear massages on
Different
Disneyland.
colored
Oh
maids.
baby,
all of us.
that's a video. That's a demonetized video for sure. Cool.
Wicked.
Well, thank you all for joining. It's been great talking to you. Before we leave, Maya, where can people find more of you and your stuff if they want to hear more?
You find me under the name Maya Fennec at YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, and Facebook.
And Twitter.
And Twitter.
Whee!
And Dave, from the eastern shores of Germany, if people want to hear more of your genius creativeness, where do they find you?
It's
And
Dave
your
by Dave
intros?
on YouTube, and then at Dave Delirious on Twitter and Instagram. Cathy Cat, where can we find you? The multiple places. Let us know.
Thank you. You type in Cathy Cat, CATHYCAT, like the Cathy Cat, and you find me on YouTube. You find me hopefully on Twitter and on Instagram, or you just, if you want to look at the interviews I've done, you type in Ask Japanese, and that's how you can find me.
I also recommend you search Ask Japanese Ear Cleaning,
Yes.
and you'll find videos with both me and Maya,
Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
which are...
It's horrifying. You need to watch it.
Okay, so
Five
don't
Nights
eat
at
while
Freddy
you're
has
watching.
nothing
That's my big
against
PSA.
Yeah.
They're
Nothing
fun,
for-
but like, don't eat while
Okay.
They're nothing for the faint-hearted.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
Pretty rough. Pretty rough.
Yeah. I'm Endigo on YouTube, Endigo Skyborn everywhere else. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget you can find the podcast on iTunes, not Spotify, but iTunes and SoundCloud and all those cool places. Podcast apps on Android and on YouTube, of course. Leave us 5 stars. And if you have any ideas for people to bring on the next episode, let us know in the comments down below. Yeah.
Yeah!
Goodbye!
Yeah!